In today's session, I'll cover some more questions which are likely to come in ACT. You know, when it comes to practicing the normal, the questions, then they are pretty easy for you. But when it comes to ACT kind of questions, some topics are overlapped. If you think wisely, they are not really difficult. So let's go to the first question of the day. If angle A measures 40 minus 10x, which of the following is equivalent to the measure of the supplement of angle A? I thought of starting with an easy question. So let me identify the key part. I see that supplement. So, what are supplementary angles means if the sum of two angles equals to 180 degrees, we call them as supplementary angles. I repeat once again. If the sum of two angles equals to 180. So, let's visualize the question. Let's assume that this is one angle. Just randomly I'm taking some angles, and this is the other angle. They may be together or they may be separated like this. So, if the sum of these two angles equals to 180, we call them as supplementary. Okay. Let's say that one angle is given as 40 minus 10x. Okay. 40 minus 10x, and we don't know what the other angle is. And what is this angle? So, as I mentioned before, the sum of two angles equals to 180, then they are said to be supplementary. Let me assume that one is 60 degrees. What is the other angle? So that you'll get 180 means you know what the answer is. It is 120. How did you get means you subtract 60 from 180 so that you get the answer, right? In the same way, if I take away 40 minus 10x from 180, then I get what is the supplement of this one. So 180 subtract 40 minus 10x. So 180 minus 40, that gives me 140. Here there are high chance of making a mistake. You know, when you take the subtraction part, here negative of negative, parenthesis means multiplication. So negative of negative, that gives you positive. Therefore, this is going to be positive 10x. Okay, so 140 plus 10x or 10x plus 140. So this is going to be our solution. Okay, so questions on this, please. You may type in comment box. Well, let's go to the next question really quick. Assume L and M are parallel horizontal lines where L is above M. So, these kind of questions will test you to imagine. So, I personally prefer to draw the diagram. So, these are horizontal lines, okay, and L is above. Oh, my bad. So, this is not really a straight line, but consider that it's a straight line. Okay, this is L, and next this is M. These two are the horizontal lines where L is above M. A third straight line K intersects both lines L and M. So you know that we call this one as a transversal line. Therefore, this is intersecting, K is intersecting both L and M. creating a total of 4 different angles each of the two intersections. Okay, so I see that here 4 angles are formed, and here I see that 4 angles are formed. The intersections of lines L and M contains angle A, B, C, D and W, X, Y, Z respectively. The angles layout starts with the A and W in the top left position. See, everything is mentioned. The top left and W, okay, with the other angles following in alphabetical order in the clockwise. This is the clockwise direction. Okay, so the other angles follow in alphabetical order in clockwise direction. So W, X, Y, Z. So whatever the description is given, you have to imagine and you are expected to draw. Well, what is the degree value of Z? So the question is, what is the degree value of Z? If angle C has 67, so angle C has given here 67. So let's focus on this one. I know angle C is 67. Therefore, what is the value of Y means? Why I am taking these two means I see that these two are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. You know that corresponding angles are equal. So angle C is 67 and angle Y is also 67 degrees. Why these are equal means because corresponding angles are equal. Corresponding angles. So once if I know angle Y, then I can figure out what Z is. Because I know that straight line makes 180 degrees. Therefore, Y plus Z equals to 180. Again, I am repeating, Y and Z together, they are making 180 degrees. The reason is straight line makes 180 degrees. 180 degrees. Therefore, in this one already I knew that Y equals to 67. Just now I computed. So here 67 degrees plus Z equals to 180 degrees. Here are notes again, simple algebra. Take away 67 on both the sides in order to isolate Z. So the value of Z equals to 180 minus 67, 113 degrees. Correct me if I'm wrong. I see that the option is there. Well, it is 113. Okay. Questions on this, please. You may type in chat box. Okay. So let's go to the next question. Angle ABC measures 20 degrees. So, I'm a visual learner. uh, this angle may be more than 20 degrees, maybe somewhere 50 to 60, but for my comfort, I'm drawing a little larger angle. So, this one is given as say ABC. A is here. Oops, it's horrible. Let me write A properly. So A is here, B is here, C is here. This is 20 degrees. Okay. BD is the bisector. Bisector. Please remember, bisector means the line segment that divides into two equal halves. Divides into two equal halves. Two equal halves. Therefore, when I am drawing this one, it is BD. This one is bisecting. So total angle is, it is 20 degrees. So 20 degrees are divided into 2 equal halves means each part is 10. The story is not yet over. BE is the bisector of CBD. So I see C here, B here, and D here. Now this angle is further bisected. So BE. So starting from B, and here is E. Now I see that B is bisecting means then it splits 10 degrees to 5 degrees and 5 degrees. What is the measure of angle ABE? ABE means here I see starting A, B is here, and E is here. So measure of ABE means I see that here 10 degrees and here is 5 degrees. These two together that gives me 15 degrees. Then I'll go with this option. Okay. Any questions on this? You may type in chat box. Well, this question is slightly different. The above diagram shows a pentagonal track with perimeter. Please remember, perimeter means that is the total length of the boundary line. Total length of the boundary line, that is the perimeter. One third of a mile. One third of a mile. Okay. Uh, Adriana starts at point A. Well, starts at point A and runs clockwise. So, in this direction, okay, runs clockwise until she gets halfway between points D and E. So, between point D and E. Which of the following choice is closest to the number of feet she runs? So the question is in feet. Therefore, we should know 1 mile equals to how many feet. That's the first point you should consider. So 1 mile equals to 5,280 feet. 5,280 feet. Now, in the question, the beginning says that the above diagram shows a pentagonal track with a perimeter of one third of a mile. Oops, my bad. So, perimeter is one third of a mile. What does it mean? So, total length of the boundary is one third of a mile, right? Therefore, let me write that perimeter equals to one third of a mile. So one third of what is half means multiplication. Mile is 5,280 feet. So one third of 5,280. Let me compute really quick on my calculator. 1 divided by 3, one third of 5280. That gives me 800. Oops. One third of 5,280. Yep, it is 1,760. So this is 1,760 feet. So that is the total length. Please remember, perimeter means the total length of the boundary. Total length of boundary. Now, again, I see that the track is separated into 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 parts, right? Therefore, let's compute what is the length of this one by dividing by 5. So, 1760 divided by 5 gives me 352. So, this is equals to 352 feet. Too many calculations. It is 352 feet. So this is 352 feet, this is 352 feet, this is 352 feet, this is 352 feet, and so on. Okay? But Adriana started at point A, she went to point B, then C through D, but between D and E, she stopped off the way. So how much distance did she run means I have to consider then total distance she ran or she covered is 352 and 352 and another 352 and next please notice that halfway she stopped, therefore I have to take half of 352. Let me take half of 352, 176. Okay, so 176. Now, all these values are to be added in order to get the distance covered by Adriana. So 352 plus 352 plus 352, or else you may take 3 times 352 also, it's one and same. This one plus 176, that's giving me 1232, 1232 feet. This is the distance she covered. But all these numbers are rounded, so approximately what value means it is close to 1200 feet. Okay. Now, okay. Now, yes. Again, let me quickly repeat from the beginning. The beginning, it is given that perimeter is 1/3 of a mile. 1/3 of a mile means 1/3 of 5,280 feet, which is giving me 1,760 feet. Again, the track is divided into 5 pieces. Therefore, let me divide by 5 here so that I'll get each piece equals to, or each lap is 352 feet. Then she covered here this part, this part, this part, and halfway through between D and E. Then when I checked, then what is half of 352? That is 100. Just add them. Okay. Now questions. You may type in the chat box. Comment box. Well, moving to the next question. Find the sum of all the angles of a pentagon. First of all, if you take any polygon, let it be pentagon, hexagon, nonagon, octagon, there is a rule that we have to take that sum of angles. Let me take that sum of angles, that is interior angles of a polygon. Polygon equals to n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Here, n indicates that the number of sides of a polygon. Number of sides of a polygon. So, if I take a pentagon, you know that the pentagon is having 5 sides. 5 sides. Therefore, what is the angle means? Just plug in the value of n, that is number of sides. So 5 minus 2, follow PEMDAS rule, 5 minus 2, that gives you, which are inside the parentheses that we have to take, 3 times 180, it is 540 degrees. Therefore, that's the answer. A simple logic is you have to take the rule. You have to remember sum of interior angles of a polygon is n minus 2 times 180. Here n stands for the number of sides in a polygon. Okay, questions, please type in the commentary box. Comment box. Well, so if you can remember the condition that sum of interior angles of a polygon is n minus 2 times 180 degrees. Okay, that's it. Now let's jump to the next question. Acute angles x and y. See, when you are learning math, especially geometry, you may have to remember a lot of properties, rules, etc. Acute angle means an angle whose measure is less than 90 degrees. We call them as acute angle. Acute angles x and y are inside a right triangle. You know, always it is better to draw the diagrams. That makes your job much easier. So here I'm drawing a right angle triangle. Right angle means 90 degrees here. Okay, then join this one. If x is 4 less than 1/3 of 21, if x is 4 less than, so x is 4 less than 21. Okay, then what is y? So let me write this way: x equals to 4 less than 1/3 of, okay, x is 4 less than, my apologies, here some part is missing. It is 1/3 of 21. Apologies. So 4 less means 4 is to be subtracted from 1/3 of 21. 1/3 of 21. So what is 1/3 of 21? Follow PEMDAS. So multiplication first. 1/3 of 21, 7 minus, then 4 less. So 7 minus 4 equals to 3 degrees. Is x is 3 degrees? Let me read the question again. X is, okay, 4 less than 1/3 of 21. So 1/3 of 21 is 7. 4 less means 7 minus 4, that is 3. So if x is, let's say that 3 degrees, and what's the value of y? We know that sum of three angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So one is 90 degrees because it is mentioned that it's a right angle triangle. The other angle is 3 degrees, and the next one is y equals to 180 degrees. 90 plus 3, 93, plus y equals to 180 degrees. Simple algebra, take away 93 on both the sides. After the cancellation, y equals to then 87 degrees. I see that 87 is there. So that's the value of y. So, first of all, when you read a question, try to understand what information is given. Then later on, if necessary, draw a concerned diagram, then analyze it. That's it. Okay. I know it's an easy question, so let's quickly jump to the next question. If a right triangle has one leg with a length of 4 and a hypotenuse with length 8, what is the measure of the angle between the hypotenuse and its other leg? So, as I mentioned before, always it is better to draw a diagram. I see that it's a right angle triangle. So let me draw a right angle triangle first. This is 90 degrees. 90 degrees. If a right triangle has one leg with a length of 4, so one of the legs, let's say that 4 units, and the hypotenuse with a length of 8, so hypotenuse is 8. What is the measure of the angle between the hypotenuse and the other leg? So the other leg value is not mentioned. Therefore, the question is the angle between these two. What is the value of this one? It looks really, really difficult because only one angle of a triangle is given, which is 90 degrees. You see that one angle is given as 90 degrees. If I knew two angles of a triangle, for sure I can figure it out what is the third angle easily, right? But only one angle is given, then how to find the second angle means it seems it is difficult, and it sounds like it's impossible, but actually it is possible. How means here you are going to do two calculations. First of all, you find out what is the third side. Once when you find the third side, now you know three sides. Oh, then how about without computing this one? Yeah, it's a good idea. One side is given and this angle is missing, and the second side and this angle is given. So we know two sides, we know one angle. So let me write this. So I need not use, I thought of using Pythagoras theorem, then it's not required. Let me repeat again. Here I see that two sides are given and one angle, we know that 90 degrees, and the question is what is the other angle. Remember, two sides and two angles. Therefore, two sides and two angles, where do I find means don't forget you have to use trigonometry. Is it law of sine or law of cosine? Remember, law of sine means uh, two sides and two angles. Law of cosine is, if you know, I mean, three sides and one angle is involved, we take cosine. So here I have to take law of sine. So let me write what is law of sine, which is A over sine A equals to B over sine B. So which one to take as A and B means if you take this as B, then this is going to be lowercase b, that is B equals to 8. And if you take this as A, then this is going to be lowercase a. Now let me plug in the values. Don't forget, if I take angle A, the side opposite to angle A is taken as lowercase a. Therefore, side A 4 over sine angle A, I don't know. B is, you can see that the side opposite to angle B, which is 8 units. And next, what is the value of angle means, that is 90. So let me make use of my calculator. In fact, I know that sine 90 value, sine 90 equals to 1. If you want, you can make use of calculator. Then 4 over sine A equals to 8 over 1. Again, I am repeating sine 90 equals to 1. So I did not use calculator because I knew it. You may go for cross multiplication. This is one option. Or else if you have difficulty, what you can do is you may just switch these values. Like you may flip this. So what happens is sine A goes to numerator and denominator is 4. So just I swapped numerator and denominator values. 8 over 1 changes to 1 over 8. In fact, you have to do it on both the sides. Now, how to cancel out the denominator so that sine A is isolated means, the inverse operation, that is times 4. So sine A equals to, then you may make use of calculator, 1 over 2. At this point, we move A to the other side and we bring this value to this side. So sine inverse 1 over 2 equals to A. I know that it's going to be 30 degrees, but still let me make sure that second sine and my 384 calculator, 1 over 2, yes, it is 30 degrees. So the value of angle A is 30 degrees. So here is the answer. Let me repeat again from the beginning. A right angle triangle is given, copied, and one side and hypotenuse are given, copied. I see that two sides and two angles are involved in this question. Then I have to go for sine rule. Please remember, two sides, if two sides and two angles are involved in a question, then we have to go for sine rule. If three sides and one angle is involved in a problem, then we go for cosine or cos rule. Okay. Now, questions on this, please. You may type in the comment box. Okay, let's go to the next question. Which of the following sets of line segment lengths can form a triangle? Actually, in triangles, one point is there, that is sum of any two sides is greater than third side. For example, just imagine a situation that I'm taking one side which is some 10 inches and another side is maybe 3 inches, and this one is let's say 4 inches. Can I make the triangle? Means just imagine, if this one is a stick, okay, and if you move it, then it will come and fall here, right? In the same way, you take this 4 inches stick and assume that you are trying to move and you are rotating, and this one comes and falls here, okay? So those two will not join. Does it make sense? So in triangles, one rule is there. You take sum of the measures of any two sides. Sum of two sides. This one is always greater. Greater means I'm keeping two dots. Smaller means one dot. Join them. The third side. You take any two sides. The sum should be greater than the third. Let's take 7, 9, and 16. Let me take two smaller values, which are 7 and 9, and the third one is 16. I see that 7 plus 9 equal to 16, but our condition says that it should be greater. It should be greater. But I see that they're equal, therefore not possible. And second one, it's same as the first option. 2, 3, and 5. I'm taking two shorter sides. Again equals to, not possible. 5, 12, 17. Again, I am taking two shorter sides and they're equal again. No way. 10, 15, and 25. Same way, 10 and 15 equals to 25. And the last one is 5, 12, 13. Please remember we take two shorter sides here, 5 and 12. These two are shorter and the other one is 13. 5 and 12, that makes 17. 17 is larger than 13, right? Therefore, this is the combination. This one makes a triangle. The question is which of the following set of line segments length can form a triangle? So it's an easy one. The only thing is you have to remember the condition. You have to remember the condition. That is sum of any two sides is greater than the third side. Okay. Questions, please. Okay, let's go to the next question. In the figure above, rays PA and PB are tangents to circle O at point A and B. Okay, so I see that here is point P and here is point A and this one is point B and here is O. If the diameter of a circle is 16 units, diameter is 16. So what is radius? Obviously half of the diameter. So radius equals to half of this one means this is 8 units. And the length of the line segment PO is 17. PO. So this one is given as 17. And the question is find the area. Find the area. First of all, I see that area of quadrilateral PAOB. So PAOB means you are asked to find the area of this one. So I see that it is the combination of two right angle triangles, right? So I know how to find the area of a triangle. Area of a triangle is base times height over 2. So one side is 8. Please, okay, let me write that area of a triangle equals to base times height over 2. If I have two triangles, so first let me find the area of one triangle, then the result is multiplied by 2, then I get the answer. So what is base means I can take 8. What is height means that is not 17. Please don't get confused that is not 17. Here, if you take a right triangle, 17, I see that that is a hypotenuse, the side opposite to 90 degrees. Please observe the diagram carefully. Opposite to 90 degrees, that is the hypotenuse. And one side is given as 8 and we don't know what is the value of this. Please remember that this becomes as the height. Then how to find means at this point we have to use Pythagoras theorem. I don't have enough space, so just let me write very closely. Side square plus side square equals to hypotenuse square. So one side is 8 square and the other side I don't know, so let me assume this one as x equals to 17 square. So 8 square 64, 17 square, let me compute on my calculator, 289. Then how to figure out x value means take away 64 on both the sides. I get that x square is 289 minus 64, 225. Don't forget, if you want to remove this one square symbol, the other side you will be taking square root. X is square root of 225, that gives me 15. So the value of x is 15, or I would say that the height of the triangle is 15. So plug in that value here over 2. So that gives me 60 square units. 60 square units. But we computed the area of one triangle. But as I mentioned before, this is one triangle, this is one triangle, and this is the other triangle. Then only you'll get the total area of PAOB. PAOB. Therefore, this is one triangle, and second triangle will be another 60 square units. Then 60 and 60, that gives me total equals to 120 square units. So my answer is 120, then I go with this. Okay. That's it from me for today's session. If you have any questions, please send an email. Okay. I hope you have my email ID. Then that's it. Okay. Any final questions or final thoughts? Please type in comments.